shed. So this video is going to be probably putting the wiring loom in, I think. So in terms of content, I'm not really sure how that's going to play out. It's going to be a pretty time consuming process, I imagine. Sorting out all the little odds and sods, a bit of crimping and connecting. Not the most interesting video, but I think it's going to soak up a lot of my time this weekend, so I'm just going to record bits, see what I end up with. Worst case, it's just going to be a very short, boring video. But right, let's crack on. Right, so I'm now, I've got all the front wiring is done, it's just the rear now, and I'm just working out the best way of going about this. So I've just re-trimmed and got all the wires sorted for the, that's the main loom connector, and on a standard Triumph then that would be connected. Obviously I've butchered this one for previous stuff, but that just plugs in and that goes to your lights. So I could use some of this, but obviously the situation I've got is that I've got a lot of combination stuff and a lot of the same wires going to the same place. So I've borrowed a few of these little handy things, these Wago terminal boxes. So basically you've got the two in it. I used them initially just to make a note of what wires are going where, but I'm going to end up, so we've got indicator left, indicator right, which is there, obviously the brake lights as well. So we're going to end up, and don't forget the number plate light down there, so that's got an earth and a live. So
both of these need to go to earth as the number plate light. So that's 3 wires going to the one black wire here. Which one was it? Run it down. The yellow here is the running lights for the brakes. That's always on. So also the number plate light is going to come off and be on that one as well. So that's 3 wires off that going to I think it's the yellow, coincidentally, on that one. Yes, it is. Then you've got the brake light. So there's 2 of those. They're both going together and then coming off and going into one. And then indicator left and indicator right, which will be separate. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires going into there. But of course, these are 2 indicators. Now I could wire all of this together into a block and plug it straight in into there you go, that's the same block. Whoops, same block as the Triumph one. So all of those wires I could put in. The only trouble is that plugs into that, but then that of course has all of this connected together, which means if you needed to take an indicator off or a number plate light off for any reason, everything's in. Now it makes it a lot neater doing it that way, and less wires and all this under here. It's just going to be all together in one block, jump. But that does kind of, not permanently, but does kind of put all this together in one hit, which I'm not sure is the right way of doing it. I was looking at these and I did even wonder, shall I just stick with these? Because on the front ones I used these connectors. These, I've got a load of these because these are back from when I had a Triumph Speed 4. These are the OEM style connectors they use on those, some Molex type, and that is smaller than M8, which means that if I need to take the front indicators off, that passes through the nut and the hole as you need to. So but I can't really do that on the back here because I'm going to end up with 12 connectors. If you look there, so you can see how it goes from the loom, so those 6, into a midway connector if I was using the stock Triumph one, and then into what I've actually got, which is all those. Yeah, so that would be a huge bunch of connectors, which I don't think looks good at all, and would be a bit of a mess. So I could get some of the 2-into-1s and maybe 3-into-1 connectors. So I'm going to have a little look around at what's available before I make any rash decisions. If I do it now, I'm going to be using what I've got available to me in the shed, and that might not be the best way forward. And I've been at this all day, I'm getting tired now. Okay, so I'm just extending the wires on the number plate light here at the moment, and I've made a decision on how I'm going to do the wiring at the back, and I'm going to go for just putting all of this into one block. And the reason I'm going to do that is why create more joints and more possible weak points. They can all go into one block. It's much neater, less space, less wiring. If I need to remove them, I can either, you know, they're well, the block's over there, but they're just these crimps or the male ends of those, so they can be popped out of the block. Even if that's joined together, if I was to take the back of the battery box off and then just undone the bolts that secure these, they can all come out. But then, am I really going to be taking indicators on and off? Why should I don't really think I need to be wiring up with the intention of removing these on a frequent basis, because I intend to never remove them. So yeah, might as well get it all clunked together in one big hit. So that's the decision I've made. So I'm just going to get on and do it. So I'll be having five connections. So I'll have both ends of the running light going together, and with the running light I'll add in the positive of the number plate light. Two earths crimped together into one, well, three, because I'll have the earth from that one going in, and then separate left and right indicators into their respective crimps. The number plate light one, when I've done this, I have ordered a two-way connector, and I'm going to probably put that, so I'll crimp all this into one, and then I'll just chop it when the connector arrives and crimp in the connector there, so if needs be I can disconnect the number plate light from that unit. So that's the only kind of difference I'll have, but that'll be more apparent when I've done it. I'm just going to get on with it.
On the brew, well, not actually on the brew, but making some cider this afternoon. And this is from Kath. Hello, Miriam, having a relaxing afternoon listening to...
Right, so we're kind of getting there. So I think that is a much neater solution. We get to the rear. So we have running lights, number plate light. I have got a slight issue. I've got illumination there. My high beam is pulsating slightly when we... So I've got a light. Okay. So there's something a bit weird going on. But it's only on a right turn. Left turn indicator. Nothing. Right turn indicator, yeah, they're on. Nothing at the front, and if I flip to high beam, that blows the fuse. So a little bit of troubleshooting. I'm sure it's just fairly straightforward, but Christ, they're bright. Right then, I think I'll wrap the video up there. It's probably not been very interesting. It's been bits and bobs, just doing stuff. This is just a slow, boring process, and obviously I've got a little bit of an error somewhere. Something stupid I've done, I imagine. Some sort of schoolboy error somewhere. I haven't got the energy to work it out tonight. I'm gonna sleep on it and have a nice cup of tea and have a fresh look at it with fresh eyes tomorrow. But I'll probably wrap the video up there. Yes, hopefully we'll get it sorted out, because once that's done, we're getting pretty closer. I haven't sent the seat off yet to be upholstered. I need to get on that. It's been a mental week, that's why I didn't get a video up last week. But hey-ho, crack on. Thanks for watching. Next time it will be more interesting, I'm sure.